Probably really dirty. Holy shit, that gave me a heart attack. No, I won't do that yet. Actually, yes. Whoa, God, I'm all over the place. Okay. Calm down. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see me do this. Oh, no. Son of a bitch. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Asha and today I'm going to be doing a video all about eyes. So I'm going to be giving you guys tips and tricks on how to do your eye makeup really well, how to blend really easily, and yeah, I just wanted to teach you guys like simple basic tricks. This is more of a basic eye makeup. I will eventually, after I've done this series, I will bring out a cat eye video and like I've already done a halo eye, so I'll link that down below, but like a smoky eye and a few other options. Listed down below will be all of my eye makeup tutorials so far that may be of interest to you, and there are some tips in there as well, but this video is all based on technique, tips, the things that I've learned from doing makeup for so long, and yeah, it's pretty much like what I've been doing over the last two videos. If you haven't seen the last two videos, they're also listed down below. I'm talking, the first video was all about base, so that was primer, foundation, concealer, and powder. And then the second video was all about color for the face, so that's your contour, bronzer, highlighter, and brightener, I guess you would call it. So check them out, they're listed down below. After this, I will be talking about eyeliner, eyebrows, and lips, so they will be coming soon, so keep an eye out for those as well. But yeah, this video should be a bit of fun. I hope you guys do learn some new tricks, and there are some things that you probably think, oh, everybody knows those, but I am going to mention everything because some people that will watch this video won't know these things. I'm making this video for beginners and intermediate level. If you are a professional makeup artist and feel that you know everything, you could watch this just for fun, but you may not learn much new because you've probably made the same mistakes that I have doing makeup and learned from them and come up with the same solutions. But hey, you might find something new in this video. Hopefully, that'd be cool. Of course, give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. Let me know. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so you can follow what's going on with this series. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So as you can see, my eyebrows are not done. They don't look good at all, but I'm not going to touch them. So try not to focus too much on the eyebrows. The reason I am doing eyes first is because genuinely this is my order. I don't do eyebrows until I've done my eyeshadow. I like to clean off all of the dust from the powders and everything that I've used from my eyebrows and then do my eyebrows. If I do my eyebrows now and set them with a gel, the gel is still kind of like tacky. I found one that doesn't tack as much, but it is still slightly tacky, and honestly, the eyeshadow can flick up and get back into the eyebrows and then your eyebrows look dusty all day. So that's my reason. So we're gonna do eyeshadow first. I'm just gonna top my lip balm up. I've pretty much said it in every video, but I like to top it up so that my lips are really, really hydrated by the time I do get to my lipstick. Yesterday I used this on my eyes as the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. It's so good, and I can't believe it, but I forgot to use this on my eyes today. And I can already tell my under eyes are really, really creased. So genuinely, this is so good. If you don't have this in your collection, honestly, it is just a staple, and if you have creases like me, I think you're gonna love it. It's probably good that you guys can see what I do. So what I do is I kind of take this brush and just go under my eyes and really get rid of any excess product. I even use the warmth of my fingers as well because by then you've already set your foundation, so it is a good time to kind of just use your fingers and actually get in there because a brush isn't going to do a hell of a lot. This is the Loose Banana Powder by Revolution, and I'm literally like rubbing it in there. And now my under eye looks way better. So there is ways to stop it from looking terrible, but if you actually combat it to begin with that eye cream, then you won't have any issues. I can't believe I forgot it. Another good tip, and you can definitely do this and reapply your highlighter and your blush, is putting on a lot of powder under your eyes for any fallout. This is if you're doing like a smoky eye or anything that involves a lot of pigment, or if you have a palette that you love, like let's say the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. We all love this palette, it's such a nice one, but we know that the fallout is really heavy on it. And maybe it might fall onto your cheeks a little bit when you're blending, and that's not a bad thing. A lot of eyeshadows have great pigment, and that's why they have a lot of fallout. So putting a good amount of powder under your eyes can help with brushing anything off. I'm not going to do that today because I'm not going to go super intense. I'm just teaching you guys techniques. But just in case you guys are going to do something more intense, that would be my first tip. There are other things like shadow shields that you could use as well. Shadow shields are amazing because they create a shape that you can follow as well. So I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe, the original, because it's got a lot of neutral shades, it's also got some bright shades, and I feel like a lot of people do already have this in their collection, and if they don't, they've probably got a lot of these shades in their collection with other palettes. We'll probably use majority of that palette. I have put a little bit of concealer and powder on my eyelids just to kind of finish everything off around my eyes. So I'm just going to quickly remove that. I am going to get rid of it because I want to start from scratch with you guys. Probably the worst time to do my eyeshadow right now because my eyes are actually really dry. Now we're going to go ahead and use our MAC paint pot. Now this is the colour Painterly. It is the most popular colour, and it's because it's really neutral. Now you genuinely don't need much of this product. I'm going to bring it all the way up to my eyebrow. As you can see, this isn't exactly the best for my skin tone, but I do cover it with a face powder anyway, so it's absolutely fine. But there are better colours for people with a skin tone like mine. I think it's something like soft ochre. It sounds like that anyway. I'll put it on the screen now. I personally like to still set my base with a powder, and also this will neutralise the colour. So this is my MAC Studio Fix in NC42, which is probably my best colour match, I would say. And now everything looks the same colour. And you can see why I haven't done my eyebrows, right? Look at this. I'm literally going over my eyebrows right now. So my next tip is clear eyes. Now I think clear eyes is so good. If you are good with putting eye drops in your eyes, you will just find this so much better. Have a tissue ready to absorb the excess. I'm just going to drop a couple drops in my eyes. This will flush my eyes out and make them look brighter. Roll it around my eye. I want my eye makeup to kind of incorporate the colours that I'm wearing on my skin. So I'm going to pull out my bronzer, my highlighter, my blusher, and my contour that I used on myself today. So starting out with the contour, we are going to open up our Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit again, and I'm going to go straight into Fawn. I'm using this brush here, and I will be using this brush the whole time. So pulling that colour from where the contour was in the eyebrow, and I'm actually pulling it up and around. I'm also going to put it underneath my eyes, just a little bit, just to create some shadow there as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my bronzer. That was the Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. And I'm going to go over that area and just blow it out a little bit more. Same brush. And now I'm going to start to extend my eye. And because this colour is very similar to my skin tone, it's going to look just like shadow. And it's going to create definition. I've just added definition to my nose, my cheekbones, under my lip and stuff. Like, why would I do that and not do it on my eye? So I'm going to do that first before I even start doing my eye makeup properly. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my blusher. This is the colour Melba by MAC. I'm actually using, as you can tell, all-time favourite products here. Again, the same brush. I'm going to focus this colour on the outer edge, closer to the eyelid at first. Warm it all up. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit further out. You can see that that's just warmed my whole eye up. So you can see the difference in my eyes now. I might even use a little bit of that warmth underneath as well, just to bring it all together. And I'm going to actually go pretty low down the eye. So the next thing I'm going to do is use the highlighter that I used on my face. I'm going to use the middle shade. This is called Incandescent Light by Hourglass. Just going to take something with a finer point and pop that under my eyebrow and in the corner. And then I'll just take my brush that I used before just to dust off any excess. And that's just brightened my whole eye up. Now a lot of people might even put this on their lid, put some mascara on and be done, you know. And you can definitely do that for days that you just like, I don't wear much makeup most of the time. I just want to do something soft. You could leave it at that, and then everything molds together really beautifully. So this is a beautiful thing to do, really good for bridal work as well. Keep your face powder handy in case you make any mistakes with the blending of the edges. Okay, so first we're going to start out with this color. It's called Pukey. It's very similar to my skin tone, just a bit darker, so it will add some definition. To just create a little bit of definition with a color and blow it out, I'm actually just going to use the same brush. So taking a very small amount, tapping off the excess and just dust that through my crease until I get the desired look. Now on some people's skin tone that'll be heaps. For me, I do need a little bit more. Keeping it more in the middle and then inner. So we need 2 brushes. One brush to apply product exactly where you want the color to go, the deepest of the color, and then a clean brush to blend that out. Now I'm going to be taking the color Roxanne and Buns, so these 2 here, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this product into my crease or my socket. I'm gonna pause the video a little bit and we're going to talk about eye shape. If you look at where my eyelashes grow from, right, we can draw a shape. And for my eyes, they are similar to an almond. They're not as upturned, but they have a downturn down here, and they are pretty wide in the middle and then go very slim, and they're quite wide. So an almond eye usually, in this picture I'll show you guys, but an almond eye usually has quite a point and then opens quite large and then comes to a point at the end. So I have a round / almond eye in my opinion. Everybody can come up with their own conclusions about their eyes, but that's how I treat my eye shape. So some people have really round eyes, and that basically means that the middle is really wide, and that would, to easily indicate that, you'd be able to see most of your iris. But for me, you can see a lot of my iris, but it is cut off and it's not very round. But some people have really wide eyes, and like when they look normal, you can see the whole iris. So do look at that as well. Some people are even smaller and don't see as much iris, and that's when you know that they've got a more slim eye. So taking those things to account when you are doing your eye makeup is important, and think about the shape that you want. If you want your eyes to look more wide and more open, and you know, bigger in the middle, then you want to use brighter colors in the center of your eye to pull out, and darker colors on the outer corners of your eye to push back, and that will create a very centered round shape. If you want your eyes to look more elongated, then you're going to use eyeshadows that are going to deepen your crease, but not exactly where your crease is, further out than what you would usually do. So your socket is there, so keeping it right in your socket, not bringing it over your lid at all, and then really working towards going towards your temple. Not too much, obviously. You don't look like you're in the 80s or on a music video or something, but you know what I mean. And then on your bottom, you want to meet up with that so it becomes a very big V, and you leave a lot of your eyelid just over here that you would usually shadow, and you would use a lighter color, and that would bring this area out and then elongate your eye. If you have close set eyes or far set eyes, then you might want to bring them in or bring them out. So if you've got close set, by putting a bright color in your inner corner, and I'm talking quite a lot of brightness, so I'm just going to do it to show you guys. I'm going to do heaps. That is going to open my eye a lot more, and if you start to elongate your eyelashes and your outer corner a little bit more and actually pretend that your eye goes further, that'll stretch your eyes that way. If your eyes are far apart and you've got quite a wide space between your eyes and you want to bring them in a little bit closer, using an eyeliner in your inner corner. Take a brown eyeliner or a grey, you can use black as well, honestly, completely up to you. I'm going to use brown, so you can go ahead and apply depth to your inner corner and pull your eye in. Look how much closer my eye looks here. That gives you an idea of how to get it going. If you still want your eyes to look wide though and not slim, because this will slim them down, you want to bring this brown up quite high, and you want to add depth up like higher, and that'll widen your lashes and make your eyes look bigger. If you want like a cat eye or a fox eye, then keep it very close to the natural eyelashes, or don't even draw on the eyelash, and keep everything really slim. So yeah, so now you can see doing that really helps. You don't even have to use an eyeliner, you can use a bit of eyeshadow, but something to deepen that inner corner will truly help. Another thing that you want to look for is if your eyes are protruding or not. My eyes protrude a lot, and the reason I know that is because I've got this crease under here, and I can feel my eyeball is poking out underneath my skin. So it means that my eye is protruding out of its socket quite a lot. And I can see that also because my socket is pretty far back over here and my eyeball is sticking quite far out of it. I have protruding eyes. Some people have much more protruding than I do, or even less, but do check that. If you think that your eyes are protruding and you want to correct that a little bit more, you can by using a lot of dark colors and pushing this back. Now, a lot of people like protruding eyes, and I personally do too, so I don't combat that with darkness, I actually just leave it. But if you don't like the fact that your eyes stick out a little bit more, then you can use darker eyeshadows around the lash line and on the eyelid to push back the eyes. And it doesn't mean that you can't have sparkle or lighter colors, it just means use a darker variation of golds or a darker variation of bronzes and silvers rather than a very light one like this. And that'll keep your eyes looking a little bit more pushed back, and it will still make them look glowy and pretty, whatever you want. Hooded eyes usually have either excess skin, the skin from above under the brow is overlapping your crease. So they have a hood. So it means that you have less space on your eyelid to work with. If you do have quite a hooded eyelid, then what you can do to open that up is making sure that you're not following the crease when you're putting in deep eyeshadows. You're following your socket, so keeping everything up here. But what I'll do in the future is I'll make some videos based on, you know, hooded eyes, and I'll do a full look, and I'll do based on round eyes, almond eyes, protruding eyes, far set eyes, and close set eyes. So I can do that for you guys eventually, but I don't want to take this whole video up with that. So hopefully you guys got some pointers at the moment with the shapes that you guys can use and the way to create illusions with your eyeshadows. I can see that my eyes look, you know, simple, sophisticated, but now it's probably time to add some definition. So this is how to add definition well. So you want to take a dark shade of your choice. I'm going to go into this guy right here, which is called Mocha. So I'm going to put that in my outer corner. Now the closer I do that to the middle of my eye, the smaller and more round my eye is going to look. The further away I do it, the bigger and more elongated my eye is going to look. I'm not going to do it too crazy. I'm just actually going to keep it kind of maybe more like here. So this isn't my true socket. My socket probably ends about there, but I'm going to come out here. And that's just going to create a slightly bigger eye. So first of all, I'm pressing the product into this very dense brush, and I am going to press it into the areas that I want it. My touches are very, very light to begin with, and then if I need more pigment, I will press a little bit harder. But to begin with, I am just placing the color in the shape that I desire. Doesn't need to be perfect because it is going to get blended, but now you can see that I'm obviously wanting a nice flicking shape. If you want it looking more rounded, just excuse the tail. Now I'm going to continue to bring that into my eye, so I'm going to bring that above, not where my real crease is, but above. Another tip as well for that is when you press this into your product, you don't want to go straight down, so it's on the right on the tip. You want to go on the side, okay? And I'll show you why. So now it is all on this side and nothing on that side. When I flip this brush around and place it in the crease, there is no product on the bottom of the brush, only up the top here. So that means that I'm going to get a precise application and it's not going to go accidentally onto my eyelid where I don't want it. And that way you're going to keep everything up. So now I'm just going to go ahead and connect the dots up here a little bit more, so obviously I need to bring that a bit higher. Okay, so at this point there's hardly anything on my brush, so I'm just going to bring that a little bit further down in the inner corner. And I'm going to start to softly blend that edge. And this will be distributing the leftover that I have on the brush. My touches are so feather light. Yep, so I'm just going to flip the brush around and do the same thing on the bottom. This brush is clean, so I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything out completely. So I get pretty rough with this part, and unless I'm doing a cut crease, I go pretty crazy. So I don't care if it gets on my lid, because I'm going to come in later with the lid eyeshadow and I will define my lid a bit more, but right now I'm just working on the blend. As you guys can see, again, this is why I don't do my eyebrows now, because look, I'm getting into them. Blend, blend, blend. This has got nothing on it, so I'm not afraid to go like out here. And you might think, okay, wow, that's enough for me. I'm gonna put some mascara on and be done. Or you might go, I need more definition. So each step that I do, you could just kind of end it there. But I'm gonna continuously keep going to create more and more and more definition. So, and show you guys more techniques as well. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to keep it a little bit tighter. So I'm taking the product again. At the moment it's just on the flat of the brush, so I did put it down like this because I'm only focusing it on here right now. Drag this down a little bit more now, because I'm just seeing the way it's going to connect. Take about halfway. Some people take it halfway, some people take it about a third. Some people take it about 2/3. I take it about halfway, and then I make it to 2/3 just with a little bit of blending. Okay, I'm re-dipping again. This is again all with the same colour, just at the moment. Okay, now I'm going to take the product on the flat side of the brush, tap off the excess, flip it around so the product is up, and I can see where I need the most definition, which is definitely in the outer V. Sometimes I use my wrist a lot, as you can see actually, because there's colour on there, and I'm just going to wipe it off on my wrist, and whatever's left, blend. Time a bit faster because I'm pretty much done. I can see that the blend is pretty much done. You don't want to overwork it. When you're done, you're done. Now I'm going to add some depth. So we're going to start out with this colour here called Chip, and then I might even dip into the colour Soda Pop. Hopefully I don't dip into this colour Abyss because it's black, but you never know. So first we're going to start out with Chip. This here is an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. It actually came with one of my palettes, but it works really well. It's got two ends, the fluff side and this side. Looks like it's dirty, but that's the colour of it. So I'm going to take Chip, and we're going to add definition just close to my outer corner. And now I'm going to start to get my eyelashes looking thick. So just keeping that close to the lash line. As I'm getting closer to my inner corner, I'm keeping it very soft. You could even, if you are not as confident, you could just wear like a smaller, you could just use a smaller brush to get closer to the lashes. I'm just going in very softly and hardly touching there. So I feel like the more practice you have with tools, the better you get at kind of using them. So it's just about playing around. Okay, now I'm doing the same thing I did above. I'm taking the brush a little bit higher and blending above. So we're blending out that colour so it becomes seamless. And I can see there's a gap just there. So I'm going to take that same colour, Chip, and I'm just going to create more depth right there. Just going to stamp that on. There we go, that's it. Wiping off any excess and just blending that edge. Doesn't matter too much what's going on in here because you might be putting more eyeshadow on and blending it all together soon. But you might like this matte look and go, hey look, I'm done. Some mascara, maybe a bit of eyeliner to finish it off, but I am good. That gives you an idea. Now, these colours I've used are pretty dark because I want to show you guys the technique and I want you to be able to visually see it really easily. But you can do this with, you know, really light eyeshadows. You don't have to have a deep bold colour to do the same shade. Taking your clean brush again and just blending over those edges until you are happy. Okay, so now it's time to put some colour on the lid. Now you could do two, you could do 3, 2 or 1 colour on this eyeshadow look. You could start with the darkest shade here, the middle shade and the lightest. You could do dark, dark, light. You could do 1 shade over the whole thing or just a medium shade and a light shade. Whoa, 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 my phone's going like crazy. And you would make it more pigmented in the center in here and just soften it towards the the matte area because you don't want too much high, brightness over here, because then it will take away from the shadow that you've created. So it does need to soften. So what I personally like to do is find a color for this area that doesn't have as much sparkle. It still can have a metallic finish or a shining, glowing finish, but it doesn't shine as bright as the color that I'm going to put in the inner corner. I'm just looking at this palette and all of these colors are pretty metallic. But this one is kind of saying things to me, and it's got a nice color next to it which is still metallic but it's dark, so I'm thinking I'm just going to go with those two. Another tip, and I'm glad I didn't do this to all my brushes, I thought I had. See how the hairs are starting to kind of like flick outward? What you can do is cut those down. So I'm going to get my scissors and go right down close to the bottom and just capture any bits that are sticking out. That way you'll have a lot more precision in your brushes. So do this to any of your precision brushes. You wouldn't want to do that to like a blending brush. This is actually a lip brush. It's synthetic, it's domed, it's small, it works really well for applying product to the eyelid because it's more precision work. There's another brush that I have here. This is by Real Techniques. It's called the Detailer brush, so it's really little too. But you want something synthetic. To make things look more pigmented, you would like to spray it with some Fix Plus or your own facial mist. At first, I'm not going to do that because I don't want a lot of intensity in this area. So I'm going to take the two colors that I showed you. The first color I'm going to take is 24/7. There is fallout on my face. So I'm going to take a very wispy brush. This one's my absolute favorite. It's the P75 by Wet n Wild. I'm taking my banana powder and I'm literally coating the heck out of this brush. Then I'm just going to whip it across my cheek outward. And I'm just going to start from the bottom. And it's almost the wind of the brush that's getting it. Then I'm taking the same powder with a brush that I used earlier. And I'm just going to go ahead and wipe underneath my eye. I'm really not a fan of that eyeshadow. As you can see, it does not look very good. This is a good example actually. Take a cotton bud and literally wipe it off. You're never going to get all of it off, but at least you'll get majority. So I am making sure that my cotton bud is working towards my inner corner where I don't have any eyeshadow as well. Fix up my eyeshadow that I placed down if I need to. I actually don't really need to because the depth is still there. That colour though, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm just going to swatch these. So this colour is called Hillster and it's way smoother in texture as you can see, and I feel like it's going to apply beautifully. You can use a brush like I was before, or you can use your finger, but your brush is going to give you a bit more precision and not go over any of the areas that you went, so I'm going to use a brush for this area. Look how much nicer that's going on. Oh, thank God for that. I was like, what the heck? What is this? Okay, we're following the shape that I had before. Now I'm just going to use my fine point of my brush to bring it out in a wing. Okay, so you can see that wing shape. And I'm bringing it about halfway. Now I'm going to go ahead and re-dip my brush into the colour Chip, so that dark shade that I was using before, and I'm going to go through this area and just blend them together. So starting out here where I want the darkest of colour, and then just blending over that area so that it's a mixture of the two colours. I'm going to use this colour called Queen, so I'm just going to apply that right through this area here. You could use your pinky if you wanted a smaller, more precise application. But I'm just going to go over that area like so. I'm going over top of the other eyeshadow, and I'm not worrying about my inner corner too much because I'll get that soon. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing, take the darker shade in Chip with the same brush and just add that definition back in and blend them together. Now I'm going to take my brush with no makeup on it and just brush through. If I notice that, like up here, it's gone too far up, I'm just going to go ahead and take the brush that I used for that area and just redefine. Okay, so products that I love, like sparkling products that are going to turn this look into a glamorous nighttime look, would be, these are my favorites. These are the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadows. They also have them in metallic formulations as well. This color is Kitten Karma, which is probably the most popular, and if it isn't, I'd be surprised. So this is it here. It's absolutely stunning, very, very sparkly, and it's liquid, so it will apply really intense. These are the Bobbi Brown Luxe Eyeshadow Rich Sparkles. This one's in Sun Flare. They come in so many shades. They're like a pressed glitter, and I'm talking they shine like glass. They are beautiful. The glitter in these are so refined that they are amazing, even just pressed onto the skin or used together with like a setting spray to create more shine. But you can see both of them are beautiful. I'm just going to show you this eyeshadow. It's called Get Lucky by ColourPop in the Super Shock Shadow range. It's just such a great product, so I really recommend these, but I do recommend this colour if you love gold. It's amazing. So I'm just going to take my definer brush and I'm going to apply this in my inner corner to really brighten up my eyeshadow. I'm going to bring it up a little bit too, and I'm also going to bring it down here. Another thing I like to do is just with the tip of this brush, bring that colour up a little bit higher so it's more intense gold up there. Creates a little bit more of a cut and it opens up the eye even more. Now I'm just going to take this brush that I had before with a little, it's just got a little bit of chip left on it. I'm just going to blend that underneath and over top of the highlighter just to bring it all together again. Now to make it look really glamorous, we're going to use the Luxe Eyeshadow Rich Sparkle in Sun Flare, and we're going to wet the brush with some Fix Plus. I'm just going to use the same brush, and I always use the same spot on the eyeshadow so that I can still use the eyeshadow dry as well if I need to. I don't just go and spread it everywhere. So now I'm just going to press this where I want the glitter to be. And it's going to be mainly in the inner corner, and I'll just tap what I have left on my brush on the outer edge out here, just softly, not too much. I'm using tapping motion so I still keep the colour underneath alive. I don't want to overpower that colour completely, I just want the sparkle to show through. There's also the shade Moonstone, which I think is absolutely stunning, and you can use that in the inner corner over top of Get Lucky for an even stronger inner corner highlight. Now, eyeliner tips and like mascara tips, we're going to start getting into that. The roots of your eyelashes, when they're dark, will make your mascara and your eyelashes look so much thicker and so much better. Your eyelashes will look dense and powerful, and it will keep your eyes looking really big. I recommend a really good long wearing eye pencil. This is by Estee Lauder. This is the double wear eye pencil. Another one that's really good is the Revlon Color Stay eyeliners. They're just not as black, but they don't transfer either. And then these pencils as well, the Wunder 2 High Tech Beauty. These are also amazing and super creamy, amazingly creamy. The other ones that I love are the YSL eye pencils in the waterproof formula. They are great as well. So there's some options for you. So to tight line your eye, you're going to literally color in where your eyelashes grow from and right underneath where we would call like the waterline. Once you get used to it, you'll be able to do it. So just keep practicing. I can do it with my eyes open now. I used to have to like put it here and close my eye and just draw, but now I can just look and do it. Now you can see that my eye looks more finished. So if you wanted, you could add more definition at the roots of your lashes on the top, and that's just going to make your eyelashes look thicker. So what you'd do is you'd put it on that area, and then you can use the smudger on the other side of the pencil, which a lot of eye pencils have, or you could use a flat definer brush and blend it. You can even go over top of that with eyeshadow to soften it or make it even darker. Totally up to you. I don't want to go too intense here, so I'm just going to keep it at that. Now with this pencil, I am going to take it from my outer corner, I'm pushing it into my skin and I'm blinking. And that is creating a wing. Now that I've done that, I've got a shape for where I want the darkness, so I'm going to draw a little wing to create a bit more definition around the edge of my eye. To blend that, all I'm doing is touching the product and sweeping it the slightest little bit, using the very edge of the brush at the tip of the wing. And another way that you can do this is by taking the brush along the pencil, so the product is on the brush already, and you can start at the outer part and work your way in. That will give you a much more intense eyeliner. Another thing that you can do as well is push this into the roots of your lashes and blink into it. and that'll make sure that everything is really dark. You could do this and have no eyeshadow on and your eyelashes will look amazing. I'm gonna go into Abyss and I'm taking what I call a pencil brush. This is a very teeny tiny brush. It's got a tiny point on the end, but it also blends really well. So see how I've got the product on there? It's very small. I'm going to apply that to the outer wing and blend. There we go. That's what I wanted. Going over with chip again, just to soften the black. So now it's up to you what you want to do in your waterline. So doing these things will create different looks. If you put black in your waterline, it will create a more of a cat-eyed effect because the product is winged out and it is going to slim your eye, which does create a more cat-eyed look. If you want to make your eyes look a little bit bigger and maybe kind of soften the look a little bit more and less harsh, that's when you would use a nude eyeliner. The nude eyeliner is going to brighten your eye, make it look bigger, and freshen everything up again. If you're going to use a brown eyeliner or like I've got this one here which is called Burgundy Suede, like it's brown but it's got a bit of a burgundy tint, something that's like mid-range depth, that'll create depth but it won't look intense. It will definitely create a nighttime bold look and it will look semi-cat, but it won't be as intense as the black. Or this is what I'm going to do today because I will show you the biggest difference it's going to make. You could use a metallic eyeliner in your waterline. It's going to make your eye look bigger, but it's also going to make your eye sparkle and look brighter. Make sure that these products are obviously eye safe. I'm going to take my Wunder 2 High Tech Beauty pencil in white gold and I'm going to put that in my waterline, bringing it right into my tear duct. You can already see my eyes look bigger. You can see that it kind of looks a little bit messy because it gets into the roots of your eyelashes. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the colour Soda Pop, which is not black but almost. So I've got plenty on my brush there. Tap away the excess and I'm just going to press this underneath the roots of my lashes, especially on the outer corner. So now my eyes look wider, more awake, definitely more glamorous. Time to curl your eyelashes. The way I like to curl my eyelashes is I get right into the root and I blink a couple of times so that I know that every single hair is in there. And then I start with my outer corner and I go really close to my roots and I pump the curler. I just go in and get a little bit of micellar water and clean off my lashes. It depends what look I've done, but sometimes I'm left with a lot of dust on my eyelashes. When you go to put your mascara on, your mascara doesn't become as black because it's covered in glitter and things and you don't get the full potential out of your mascara. So I clean my lashes. My next tip is to use a primer. This is the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. Honestly, I rate this one. It's black, but it also has a very good wand. It's really tiny. It gets right into the roots. This has got tiny little fibers in it, not ones that you would ever be able to see, and what that does is creates something for the mascara to attach itself to and you get a longer, thicker lash. And I also look down and apply it to the tops. And then I don't go to the next eye, I go straight to my next mascara. I don't want this to dry because then it gets clumpy. Got two mascaras that I've been loving lately. This is the Monsieur Big by Lancome. The brush is huge, which I love, and the product is quite thick, which I love too. I'll use this one to show you guys. It's by MAC, and it's also got a very big brush on it. And the product is quite thick on this too. But I really like this brush because it separates. I'm delicately applying this right to the roots of my lashes and then pulling out to get the end of the lashes. And my tip for mascara is I never re-dip my wand. And I just take my time and let it congeal on the brush as I'm applying. Also, once I've got enough on the outer edge, like they're looking good, I don't coat them too much because then they get too heavy and they start to droop again. I just focus on the center. If you want your eyes to look more cat, keep everything this way. So only brush your hair in this direction. And you can see that it's going to create a lot more of a cat look. If my mascara starts to get too clumpy, then I go in with a clean mascara wand. Next time you're at your makeup counter, ask them if they have any mascara wands, and maybe they'll be nice enough to give you a clean new one. You can also buy these, because at the moment it might be hard to get mascara wands off people because of COVID-19. So you could always just go and buy yourself these. They are usually in the tools section of a beauty department store. I have so many tips, my goodness. I hope this video isn't too long. This tip is for somebody that doesn't have the best of eyelashes on their bottom lash line, and it is to create eyelashes on that lash line. It's very easy to do. What you do is you find a very small, tiny little baby brush. I personally have a paintbrush, this little guy. You want to wet it with your Fix Plus spray. Find a nice deep shade. I'm going to take Soda Pop. I'm going to use my hand to kind of draw and take off any excess. And then I'm going to dot my eyelashes where my eyelashes would grow. So right here, I'm doing little baby dots. I'm re-dipping when I need. On the back of my hand, I'm just getting the excess. It's very effective if you have less eyeshadow on, because right now I'm wearing quite dark eyeshadow. But it creates what looks like the roots of an eyelash, and it does look really, really realistic. I personally have pretty long ones, so me just doing that is now going to intensify the look even more. But anyway, I'm just lightly touching my bottom lashes. I don't like to actually fully coat them. If I do accidentally coat them too much, I literally just squeeze them with my finger. So I come in and just squeeze it and just take off the excess. Okay, so my last tip to finish everything off would be to brighten up the under eye again. So I'm going to take these two shades here, the yellow and the vanilla. I'm going to take them on this brush, reapply this underneath the eye. Now of course, if you're the type of person that likes to do your foundation after your eyeshadow, then you won't have this issue. Probably taken away from my highlight a little bit, so I will reapply my highlight for you guys. And now it looks fresh and done. Sorry about this side not being done at all. To set everything in place, again, good old setting spray and my handy dandy fan. You can use any of these techniques in your own routine. You could just do, you know, the intensity around the eyelashes and leave the whole lid clean, you know, that would look beautiful as well. So we will talk about eyeliner in an upcoming video. My next video is going to be all about brows, which will be fun. Okay, so my last tip, I don't think I actually mentioned this, is always do your hardest eye first. So if you've got your eyebrows and you always go to do your eyebrows like this, then that means that this is the eyebrow that you favor. You have more control, you know what you're doing, and you have just an easier application. And then this side is a little bit more awkward and a bit more gumpy. Do this eye first, and then you will find that when you go back to repeat that step on this side, you will already be able to do it, and this side will be so much easier to copy that side. Do the hardest eye first. It definitely helps. That's doing eyeshadow, eyeliner, all of that. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something new. Again, this is a very long video, but you guys will have all my tips after this series. All of them. It's gonna be great. Just watch it on speed. Okay, cool. We're all done. I know I look a little bit crazy with only one eye done, but you guys can see the difference of how this eye, everything that we've done to lift and shape the eye has really worked. This eye now looks downturned in comparison, which is so ugly and sad. But yeah, imagine if my eyebrows were done right now. They'd look so, everything would look so much better. So stay tuned for that tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Comment down below and let me know if you learned something new today, and what was it? What are you gonna try? Have you tried anything? Do you like the tips? Also, if you have any tips yourself that you think that I might have forgotten or haven't even spoken about, let us know. We all need to learn together. We all need to know. So let us know if you have other tips. Everything will be listed in the description box, so make sure to check that out. There is going to be the tutorials that I've done, the last couple of tutorials, and also the products listed down below as well. My Instagram handles and stuff are down there too, so check them out as well. But yeah, that's it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't already and you like videos like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're all being safe and taking care of yourself. I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye!